All right, let me see you skate. The only benefit of having such freezing cold temperatures is now we have this puddle of ice. Our ice pond. This is the best we got. Pretty good at it. Nobody's got hurt yet. That's because I haven't walked very much on it. Oh, you're doing yoga. Just doing a skate. I made the dog sit and stay at the yard. He is just barely obeying. He keeps sneaking closer, if you can see him. That's home sweet home. Mm. My stomach's growling. Mm-hmm. Can you go ahead and put your snowsuit stuff back away? I wanted to show you one of my Christmas presents. So we do like a gift exchange in our own family. We draw names, and we have a lot of younger kids, so they have to have help shopping. Yeah. What? Put your snowsuit away, please. It doesn't belong on the kitchen table. So we are about to get lunch. We're going to have milk kefir, and we have bread that we were gifted from a friend, and ham, and obviously cheese, clean dishes and stuff. But I wanted to show you. This was what my Christmas Santa, my secret Santa, gifted me. This and a blanket. Ballerina Farm bow knife. And I am telling you, so I have been eyeing this for a long time. My husband assisted in picking it out. It cuts bread wonderfully. Let me show you. So one of our friends gifted us this for Christmas. It is a sunflower spelt loaf from a local place, Mill Song Bakery. So that's interesting. I don't usually use a lot of spelt, but I do like spelt. I really would like to learn how to make some bread recipes with it. Look at that. Okay, that was a little thick. Maybe I can get a little thinner. Oh my goodness. Perfect. Great sandwich. That is one thing I hate about making homemade bread is, man, getting them like thin enough. And when you make, this is supposed to be really good for your artisan loaves with the crusty crust, which I really need to start a load of that. A load of that. The dough of that for sourdough bread. Look how thin. It's beautiful. This is so sharp. This is from Ballerina Farm. I can tag her in the description box if you don't know who she is. She is way more popular than I will ever be, but I will definitely give them a shout out for that. Ballerina Farm. Mabel May is their new baby. I've been watching since before they announced a pregnancy. But yes, this is, if you have been considering it, it is worth it to buy the bow knife from Ballerina Farm. I appreciated it so much. And we just put, I hang my stuff. So yeah, look how gorgeous. The bow knife does great. So that was a great Christmas present. I hope everybody else had a good Christmas. I have dishes. So yeah, I'm making lunch. We just got back in from ice skating on our little pond. She's full of herself. I'm also going to have a glass of milk kefir. This was yesterday. I blended this up yesterday with strawberries. We're out of those. We had been doing blackberries for the longest time. And now we're on to frozen strawberries, which are not from our farm either. We have Homestead goals, and then there are realities. You cannot do everything all at once. You can learn and build on what you've learned before. You can learn new skills. I think, so I've been here 12 years. We've owned this place for 12 years, and a lot of it, I was just having babies and keeping people alive. But I have to look back over the years. One of the missions I had was to bake bread, and then I did, when I got good at that, good, I don't know, decent at that. Then I learned how to do whole grains, grind whole wheat, and make whole wheat bread. And then I moved on to like canning, water bath canning. I learned how to do that. That was new to me. I was not raised in a home where we did a lot of this. My grandmother did, but in my home we didn't make our own bread or anything. And so I learned water bath canning after that. And then I really got into the ferments, like, sorry. When I hit my earphone, it actually plays. I'm listening to the Bible on an audiobook while I milk, and it started playing again in my ear. So I'm not sure if you'll hear that or not. Oops. So what was I saying? So then I started with like the fermenting things, and learning about sourdough was a big deal. And I feel like I have mastered sourdough. Mastered? I don't know. I really want to learn sourdough croissant sometime. And then last year, 2 years ago, I did, like every year I kind of try to focus on one skill that I can learn. I cannot learn them all in 1 year, but if I focus on one, what is that saying? Like if you do 5 things, you do 5 things not well, but if you focus on one, like, okay, you can have like 3 balls up in the air, but you're only going to be good. You can have lots of balls in the air, but you're only going to be good at 3. So pick one thing that you want to develop and stick to that. And then you add on later as you get good at it. So this past year, 2 years ago, I learned pressure canning. Got a pressure canner, and I'm confident in that. I love pressure canning. I love having that stuff. So all these things, it did not happen. It probably, homesteading for me I didn't even start learning a lot until maybe 5 years ago. We got bees probably about 3 or 4 years ago. That was a big thing. We've always had chickens, and chickens are pretty simple for us because we already had a barn, we already had a field. We could very easily just feed chickens and keep them around. We don't really do a very good job of pinning them up or anything, which makes really beautiful eggs, but it does not always help for my sanity. But and then about 3 years ago, we did the raised garden beds, which I've always done a garden pretty much. This is very sharp, be careful. But the raised gardens were just so much more beautiful, and I got really into different varieties and things. Started watching Roots and Refuge, I did back then. I don't really anymore, but I really appreciated that knowledge and the passion that she had. So now I forget what was it. Okay, so then I did pressure canning, and then dehydrating. I have learned we have a dehydrator that my husband's Grammy passed down to us. So I have learned dehydrating. My husband, we've butchered chickens. All of these things were one at a time. We've had goats. I have dairy goats, but I've never milked the goats. It just worked out that I didn't. I got my milk cow. I always wanted to milk cow more, but it was quite the investment, and it was a big deal for my husband. For me, like, he wasn't exactly sure I would do it. So would be able to do it, would be able to keep up. And maybe at the time I probably couldn't because I had so many little ones. Now, granted, you do what you want to do. Everyone has the same amount of time in a day. So when people say, oh, there's no way I would have time for that. No, you just don't prioritize that. There's things that you do that I would be like, no thank you. It's because you have a set amount of time, 24 hours in a day. And sometimes we make choices that we do without actually making the choice. So if you choose that you don't have time for something, but yet you can spend 45 minutes on Instagram or YouTube, but you can also learn things on those platforms too. But you can also just mindlessly scroll and not learn anything. All that time could be spent. So that it takes me less than 45 minutes to deal with milking, put the milk away, all that stuff. So it's all in your priorities. But I would suggest, and then last year, I'm trying to get to the point I was coming to. Last year I learned homeopathy. That was my goal for the year. And I kind of halfway through the year didn't get as much. I have a lot of resources now, and I have a lot of homeopathy things here. Am I well versed in it that I think I could teach people? No. But my job as a homemaker and a mother is to take care of the people within my home first. And I feel like I can do that pretty well with the resources I have, not the knowledge in my brain, but the resources that I have to be able to come up with what I need when I need to do it. I'm pretty good at that. I would love to get more into the herbal medicines and just, I don't like allopathic medicine, big pharma. Maybe I shouldn't say that on here. Maybe I'll never get monetized if I say that, but we really want to do our own medicine, and I think we'd be healthier for it. I don't want to do antibiotics. I'm not saying that we never have. We do sometimes, but I really want to avoid that, and we do a lot of things to try to avoid going into that realm of medicine. We would like to stick to more natural things. Granted, we also have something going on that we are very open to ideas. What the doctors say, if this medication would do anything to help, we would probably jump on the bandwagon with a little research. So I'm not saying that we're anti, but we definitely want to be more aware and focused on our family's needs, being able to take care of them naturally. Yes. So I suggest for this new year, and I'm going to do this, and I'm thinking of it now. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do yet. But just pick something you want to get better at. Another thing is, for me, sometimes I get a little lax in my parenting skills, my discipline, self-discipline with meeting God first in the mornings, and focusing on how I can serve others instead of what I really want to do all day, every day. So that might be something that I focus on this year, and get resources to help you in whatever your goal is. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I want to lose 50. Do not try to lose 50 pounds. Don't say that's your goal. Health can be your goal. Fitness can be your goal. But build on each step that you make. Don't be like, January 1st, I'm working out 3 times a day. I'm doing this huge diet that I will never be able to stick to, and don't do that. Just do research one step at a time and build on it. Do things that you can actually keep in your life. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Think about it for yourself, and maybe put in the comments below if you have something you wanted to learn. Research. I also want to know about drying meats, smoking. We don't have a smoker or anything, so I would like to do that this coming year. I'd like to learn more about smoking meats and curing, and we've done a little bit, but I don't have a lot of resources on that. I don't have a whole lot of confidence in that. But pick a topic that you are interested in, not just that, oh, this is what all the other homesteaders do. Oh, and I learned how to milk a cow and make all the dairy that we do. So that was a big one. Challenge yourself and think of something that you would enjoy, that it fascinates you. My husband loves bees. That was one of the things he wanted to do so bad. So we got resources, we got bees, we got some knowledge and some hands-on experience by having our bees. Just set one goal, and then every year do another one. Another thing that you want to focus on. And usually it takes you like 3 or 4 months, and you're like, ooh, okay, well, here's another step I can take towards this homesteading, self-sufficiency, and being more holistic in my diet, or whole foods in my diet, more traditional in my diet. All these things can build on top of each other until you are on your way to being called a homesteader, which I don't even know if we are called a homesteader, but we're going to say we are, because we do a lot here. And one of the things I want to do at some point is greenhouse or hoop houses. Those are steps. I'm not saying that's coming in the next year, because all these things take finances, and that's not something we are abundant in. But I will talk to you later. I'm going to finish making this lunch. Everybody's been wandering around. So our lunch today will be our milk kefir smoothies, our sunflower spelt bread, leftover ham, and some cheese. And I'll probably make mayonnaise real quick. if anybody wants mayonnaise. I might be the only one that really wants mayonnaise though. So God bless. I hope you have had a great Christmas, and I hope that I inspired you to think a little bit about this new year, this new chapter that's coming up. I do this every month too when the new month is coming up. I love just having some goals set and challenging myself to that. I definitely don't say I'm for the next 364 days I'm going to do this, but have some focus for the new year and ideas, and go ahead and start doing a little research. So you want to do fermenting, go ahead and hop on Amazon and get some books, get some references, go to the local library, start getting some supplies, and just start doing something. Just do something that you love. It'll help your mental health, it'll help your family, and God bless. I will see you later. Subscribe. I'll talk to you in the comments. Bye.
Bye.